Bryce G here.
And it's Imani.
And welcome to
BRIMANI'S
Kitchen. Yes, where we have low budget meals with high quality conversations and entertainment. And today you are in for a treat because we would like to present to you all the coconut curry tilapia dish. So I hope y'all excited. I know we're excited. We're gonna get into it.
Listen, before we get into it, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Alright? Now we ready.
Yeah, let's go. Alright, y'all, I'm excited to get into the ingredients and share with y'all what it takes to make the coconut curry tilapia. So we're gonna get into it right now. Now with this meal, we always gotta have the rice. So you can see here, this is I don't even know how to pronounce the brand. Mahatma rice, and it's definitely gonna hit. We've showed y'all how to cook this in the last video, but for this episode, Imani's gonna show her version of cooking the rice, and y'all pick y'all side. Of course, we got the tilapia coming from that Wale world. Tilapia skinless and boneless fillet ready to go. We got some green onions. We got the veggies on deck. There's some lime we're gonna have. We got the red bell peppers. Well, bell pepper. Some garlic cloves. If you don't know what cloves are, it's pretty much just a bigger piece of garlic. And now into the seasonings and sauces. We got the soy sauce. It's more the cheaper, great value type, you know. Sesame seed oil. Always gotta have the salt, but it doesn't end there because you know our skin color. A brown sugar. Next is cumin. We got the curry as well, curry powder. Also, we have the ground ginger. I was gonna get the original ginger root, but nah, we're not gonna do all that. It's red curry paste. And of course, we gotta have the coconut milk. That's what helps create the sauce as a whole. We're actually gonna be broiling the tilapia fish, so we're gonna have to have some oil on it so it doesn't get all dried out. That is all the ingredients. We will give y'all the measurements as we cook, but all those contents come from Walmart. Pretty affordable and useful for other meals in the near future. So I'm gonna pass it to my wifey, Imani. She's gonna take care of the tools and what we need to cook all these wonderful ingredients with.
We're gonna get into the tools that we need to make this meal. And if you've been following us for the last couple of weeks, you know that we use the same things pretty much. So the first thing we're gonna need for our fish is going to be this pan, so that when we broil it, we can put it right in the oven. Y'all already know why we use the foil. Please don't make me say it again. Just make sure y'all doing it yourselves, okay? Then we got this pan for our sauce and our pot for our rice. Remember, this stuff comes from Walmart, non-stick. It's the best investment you can make. Even when something burns, it still won't stick to the pot. We got our measuring tools. So we got 1 cup, 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, half a teaspoon. This will be for our glazing of the fish with the oil. It ain't a major glaze, it's just oil, okay? Mixing up our sauce, can opener to open up our can of coconut milk. And then you know we gotta have the knife to cut stuff up. Listen, why haven't y'all been telling me that every time I talk with the knife like this? Why y'all just let me do this? This is not safe. Please let me know when I'm tripping, okay? But that is it for the tools. Alright, let's get into it.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Tall Bryce here, getting into the frame. But we're gonna get into the cutting, and I'm gonna turn the camera to show y'all that Imani's gonna take care of the rice today. She's already got it in the pot. How much did you put in there?
My heart's desire.
Yes, sir. Because you know we don't measure much. Yeah.
I didn't measure at all.
Just go with your heart's desire, and if you mess up, learn from it and keep it moving. But she's an expert. She's been cooking rice for years.
Since I was 7.
Mm-hmm. Proven. Yes.
I made that up. But
if y'all don't learn anything, y'all gonna learn how to cook rice. All right? So go ahead, baby. Do your thing.
First step, wash the rice. Okay? So we're gonna rinse this rice because y'all know it gets foggy and dusty every time. What I like to do while I rinse my rice is I kind of just go like this in my hand while it's in the water so that the process can be sped up just a little bit. Look at this. It's crazy.
Yeah, look at that rice. It's just white. It looks like it's milk.
Dust. see.
All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is mince the garlic, which is just a simple little method. Took me a few Google searches to figure this out when I was younger. Now, the first thing you gotta do is that recognize that the garlic, you know, it comes from a bigger thing, but once you break it off, there's like a skin around the garlic that you gotta take off before you get into chopping it. Because if you chop it, all the skin's gonna get mixed in there and you don't want that. So the first thing you do is you get your knife. I got a decent sized knife. You put it on the garlic and then you just push down. Boom. Once you do that, you'll be able to take the skin off of the garlic. Oh, bamboo. But yeah, you'll be able to take the skin off the garlic and really get into cutting. So there's only 2 of them, 2 cloves. So I'm gonna do that first. Got it, see that? Yeah, you don't wanna cut the garlic cloves with the skin on, that'll be a headache. So we got that one, we're gonna do the next one. Boom. There you go, get the skin off. So now that I got the skin off, we're just gonna chop this thing. Watch your fingers. Oh babe, go ahead and pass me the wonderful chopping glove. Still.
You want me to tell you how I usually cut them?
Hmm?
You want me to tell you how I usually cut?
Sure.
I usually cut like that, and then chop, chop, chop.
Right. Okay.
And just keep cutting them into smaller pieces.
Bet. Okay.
But feel free to do your own thing.
Oh, hey, either one's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, the main goal is that we cut these things. How you get there. But be humble and learn. Take advice. Wearing these gloves is weird.
Right?
I guess I do feel a little bit free to just kind of go crazy.
All right.
Okay, I see what you mean though, like it.
Because it's kind of like cutting a bell pepper, right? If you cut it from the longer side first, it'll make cutting everything else easier.
Y'all hear that? Cut long first and then get into the short stuff. So I could have, look at that. Hope y'all taking notes. I could have been like, no, this is how I cut it. That's how I cut garlic and that's just the way it is. But I know my wife is wise, she's smart, she's experienced, and she wants the best for me. So I'm just gonna listen and go for that. It's an example of compromise, healthy compromise. I don't even think they can see me. Y'all didn't even see the greatness that just happened. I had to change the angle a bit. Don't worry about my face. You're gonna see how we cut this. So what I'm gonna do is I get the tip of this knife, put it down on the ground, my other hand here, and then I just do a lever and go back and forth. And that kind of helps me just get through it because we don't really care about the shape. We just want it thoroughly cut. Bow, 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 bow. So I'm gonna just keep doing that until I can get a decent size garlic. How you doing with the rice, baby?
This thing's still white.
Dang, that rice dirty.
Dirty rice.
Dirty rice.
Dirty.
Dirty it is. Alright, so just give me a few more seconds. I'll cut both of them. So that's how you mince the garlic. You don't gotta buy the jar of minced garlic. Save your money and just mince it yourself. So just in case y'all didn't see the last one, I'm gonna do this again. And y'all bear with us, you know, we amateur YouTubers, we're on our way to great stardom and cooking shows and stuff, so stick around. What I said earlier was simply press down with the knife, get the skin off. See that? Skin off the garlic. Oh, I got this glove on, it's a little different. Take the glove off. It's harder to take the skin off. Alright. Do that right there. Get that all right there. Right there. Alright, skin's off. Good. I'm gonna put this glove back on. Safety first. And let's get into it. Boom. So like my wifey said, cut long ways. I messed that one up. It's okay though. the end of the day, the goal is to cut it. Cut it. I ain't singing that song. It's not right there. Alright, then the other way. Alright. Get in there.
Look at my baby, y'all.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
But do your man cook, though?
Come on.
Come on, men.
Men who cook.
Men who cook. Help your wives out.
It's just fun, yo. It's fun to bond. It's fun to be in here with her. It's fun to create. It's great. Alright, so we got a decent amount of garlic there. We're going to do that. Put it over there. Then we're going to, what I'm going to do is...
Let me clean up your mess, baby.
Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. Not this. Not horrible. Okay. So go ahead and put that in a glass bowl. Alright. On to the next one. So, wifey, she already done with the rice, or she's washing.
I'm done washing it. I wanted to show y'all how I make rice. It's a little bit different than him, but a lot of the things are the same. The main thing you want to remember about rice, whenever you're putting the water in, it should come to this first line on your finger. So you're gonna stick your finger into the pot. Do not push your finger into the rice. Let the tip of your finger sit on the top of the rice, and the water should rise up to that first line. So that's what I did, okay? Bada boom, bada bing. He uses butter in his rice. I use oil. Who cares, right? The rice is still fire. Honestly, I don't measure how much oil I put. The main thing is you just don't want it to stick, which is ironic because this is a non-stick pot. All right. Anyways, just put a little bit of oil like that. Some people season their rice. When I got with him, I realized he doesn't season his rice, so and it was good. Like, it wasn't bad at all. So I just stopped seasoning it. But I know a lot of the Hispanics. Shout out to the Latinos and the Hispanics. Shout out to Val. They be doing that rice up, okay? So just do it how you want to do it. You can season it. You can not season it. He gonna make this fire sauce, and it's all gonna be seasoned and go together. So I'm not gonna season it today. That was the main difference. The oil. Oh, this is the other difference.
The mixing?
How we put it on the stove.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking about, too.
All right, y'all. Come into my office. Cover it. Okay? I put it on 5 in the middle. He likes to put it on super high and then slowly turn it down. I like to just let it cook out evenly because for me, if I'm cooking other stuff, I don't want to forget that the rice is on high and then it boils over. He can remember those things. I can't. So I just put it on 5 and I let it cook for about 25-ish minutes. When I see that it's like all the water is starting to boil down, I'll put it on low just because in my mind I'm like, I wonder is the bottom cooked all the way? So it's on 5 and we're gonna let that sit while we do the rest of the things. So the other 2 things I gotta cut are the red bell peppers and the green onions. They're fairly simple, but I'm still gonna show y'all the method and what I do to cut it. And while we do that, we're gonna continue on with our Let's Chop It Up series and ask each other questions about our relationship. I want to show y'all real quick how I take out the bell pepper stuff. The seeds.
The seeds, because this part can be very annoying. But what you do, some people go from the top, but for me, I go from the bottom because I took it from TikTok. But what you want to do is go through the bottom, there you go, then rip open a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna be honest, I forgot what the TikTok actually showed me, so I'm gonna go back to my
Let me put you on, baby.
Yeah, put me on.
Because he's not far off, okay?
Yeah.
You start at the bottom, and you just want to cut down where you see those lines. Cut down. Cut down. And that way this makes it extremely easy for everything else to be in place when you open it up.
Look at that.
And nothing flies anywhere.
She say today.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Bada mink mink.
There you go.
Alright, and then you can use this for like throwing it away.
Bruh.
Okay, so the same thing, but we want to, hit it with the sink real quick. Splat, 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 squat, bop, bop. And then scoot, scoot, scooty whoop. And scooty whoop, bop, bow. Okay, let me turn this camera up a little bit. So let me pull something, we can talk, and then we're going to chop it up. You ready for that, babe?
Yeah, let me do it.
You got it.
So that you can cut.
Alright, go ahead. While she does that, just want to remind y'all, we're cutting long ways and then going this way. And then with this one, we'll cut and then we'll use that lever method that I showed earlier. That's about it.
What was our most surprising experience, in your opinion?
Our most surprising experience together, obviously.
Yeah.
Or something just about us. I think our most surprising experience, in my opinion, is I feel like just discovering the similarities of our life. Like, I think just seeing and hearing your story, although our stories are different locations, different people, even different circumstances, it had like a very similar theme. And the theme was resilience. Like, you have been through a lot and you've always found a way to make it work. And hearing like the similarities in your mindset, getting through those circumstances and what you learned from them, and then seeing how much that parallels with my life, I'm definitely enjoy the fact that we have that in common, because it's like you get it. But two, it's also surprising because I think there was just times where I would go through certain situations and circumstances and feel like I'm the only person that really understands this. Like, I'm the only person that gets this. From our living situations to certain relationships to even just certain experiences with organizations. I really just thought I was the only one. So you really helped me feel just heard and recognized and all that stuff just off of you sharing your experiences and just how vulnerable you are. Like, I'm speaking from the aspect of like when we first really met. Like, I know it now, it's not as surprising now when I start discovering certain things that we have in common, but yeah, when we first met, just hearing your story, hearing what you've been through, I was like, yo, she's the one, she's special, she's different. So yeah, that was surprising, and that's why I had to stick around. So yeah, how about you, babe?
Period. Make him stick around so he could find out. Our most surprising experience. I think, in my opinion, our most surprising experience was us getting into a relationship. From being boyfriend and girlfriend to being husband and wife, like, all of that was a shocker to me, because a lot has to do with what you just said, like my past and knowing that I battled with a lot of things. I battled with self-worth issues and identity issues and just all these esteem issues, and it just kind of led me to some toxic relationships. And then, like, when I really gave my life to Christ for real, I was like, okay, it's just me and God. Like, I'm content with being single.
Ring. Y'all gotta see her Jesus ring.
No, for real. I used to wear not a wedding ring, but like a ring on my wedding finger that said Jesus. And I was like, okay, like, it's on this hand now, because when he proposed to me, it was like, I'm not getting rid of it. It's just gonna get moved to another place. But yeah, I was just content with it being me and God. Like, my friends know I used to call myself Paula. If you understand the biblical reference of Paul was like, it's best that you stay single. And I was like, baby, I'm Paula. Like, hello.
Look at them. The red peppers, nice and chopped.
Yeah. Is it all going in the same pot?
Actually, I'm gonna put some in at different times.
Okay. So yeah, getting with you was like a real big surprise to me from that standpoint, but also because you were very content in your singleness as well. He hadn't dated since for 8 years
Yeah.
before me. Um, so his standards were pretty high, just as well as mine. And he even had some church experience where they were practically implying like you can't date outside of the church. So I did not think he was going to go for me at all because we didn't go to the same church, and we just had a different perspective from that standpoint. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna hang out with him. I'm gonna be cool with him. I'm gonna keep showing him the real me. And I was just praying. I was just like, God, all right, you hear that water boiling over? I just put it down to 2. But yeah, I was just like, God, if it's your will for us to be together, I pray that he can see me for who I really am. But I'm not gonna pretend to be someone I'm not to appease him or to convince him that he ought to be with me. Yeah, so I was surprised. Like, ladies, prayer warriors, unite. I literally wrote on a sheet of paper my prayer request to God, and I put a demand on heaven, like, God, if it's your will, let this be done by this date. I did this in November. No, was it November? It was either November or October. And I was like, because we had been talking for a couple months, dating and everything. I was like, God, one of the things I really want before this year ends is for me and him to be on the same page about marriage. And I think I wrote that in October. By November, honey, he was like...
She wasn't playing no games because October was when we started dating. So.
But again, when you know who you're dealing with and you're very clear about their character, what they value, where they're going in life, their mindset is everything. His mind was set on Jesus and his family and his community and his health. And I was like,
we almost lost the channel. We almost destroyed the camera.
So when I realized where his mindset was, I was like, I need this person on my team. Like, he will help me get higher than I am going by myself. Like, I've never really too much had that romantically. So when I saw that, I was like, come here, honey.
Come here.
And he was like, I don't really know yet. And I was like, Jesus, if it's your will. And that's the thing. Don't be too thirsty either. Because if it ain't God's will, you're going to have to accept it and move on with your life. Understand that you are good with God, period. If you ain't content in that, you ain't going to be content in this.
That's great.
Bottom line.
That's great advice. I'm not cutting this that well. Let me see.
You want me to cut it, baby?
All right, I'm going to pass this on to wifey because, all right, let me show y'all. It's all right, but I think I could just cut them down a little more. Like, this is good. Like, I like this chunkiness behind this, but for the green onions, we don't want it to be that chunky. So I'm gonna let her do her thing. And
talk to him.
I'm gonna talk to y'all real quick.
This is my favorite knife. Maybe it has something to do with the knife. I don't know.
She always trying to convince me to move up. She want me to convert to the thinner knife. Nah, I need big things.
This is my favorite knife, y'all.
So before we get to broiling the fish, we definitely gotta wash them. We're only gonna cook about 4 of them. So yeah, we got a decent amount of tilapia from Walmart. And yeah, we're gonna keep these things clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. And once I open it, I'm gonna throw it in the water, then put it on the pan. And while I do that, I might ask another question. All right, this might be a simple answer, but it's an important question. It says, what do you think I want to hear right now? It's kind of like a mind reading thing, right? Babe, what do you think I want to hear right now?
Me sing.
You sing?
Mm-hmm.
You're actually right. So go ahead and bring it to the people.
I'm done.
I need you singing Love Sick.
There's a love sick longing deep inside my soul.
Mm-hmm.
There's a desperate hunger
That's facts.
that won't let me go. What do you want to hear right now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What?
Babe, I really don't know. You want to hear that this food is finished, and it's really not.
Yeah, I really.
Because I'm
do
hungry, like, for real.
I wish I could just snap my fingers and all this food just pops up on the plate. Y'all can just skip ahead and get there, but we can't. But we gonna get there. I wish I could play music, honestly. So
I was thinking that.
She wasn't wrong about her singing. Like, I love her voice, I love her singing, and I love music. But because of copyright reasons, we cannot play music. They would shut us down. So that part is painful when it comes to YouTubing, is that we can't really play the songs that we like to play when we're cooking. But let us know in the comment section, what are your cooking songs? Do you have a cooking playlist? Do you have certain songs you like to sing? All right, let's talk music in the comment section. You feel me? Like, 'cause we are music heads.
Fanatics.
Fanatics, indeed.
Speak to me, Lord.
So yeah, we're washing the fish. You know, I'm just rubbing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just rubbing it like I'm rubbing my hand.
I'm jealous.
So nothing too crazy. Just do it. Just make sure you do it. All right. So here's the fish. We're gonna go ahead and while we're here, just get that oil on there, and it's gonna be ready to go. So I'm gonna use olive oil. I'm gonna go ahead and what the.
Not that one, babe.
Yo, I grabbed the bottle that has old cooking grease. I was about to ruin the tilapia.
I was finna cry on camera.
Ironically, after washing it too. I would definitely have to wash it again. So, regular olive oil, not the recycled cooking oil. We're gonna go ahead and just.
I'm glad you looked.
We're just gonna go ahead and drizzy drake that joint. We're gonna drizzy drake the tilapia, you know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna take this little brush, which she knows. I never used the brush before this, but because we have it, might as well. You know, it's for just ladies.
He's fancy, y'all. He's a little bougie.
Pinky out, keep it bougie.
Sorry.
Just gonna, get our paint on. Adjust the camera a bit. Gonna get that going. Got the oil on now. Gonna spread it evenly, distribute it. All right. So it's oil. I probably put too much oil, but Michael's on. All right, there you go. We got the oil on the fish. We're gonna put that aside, and then we're gonna focus on the sauce now. We got the garlic, we got the peppers, we got the green onion, and we still got all the sauce and seasoning here. We got the oil ready to be broiled tilapia. We got this rice right here. Should I lift the top?
Yeah.
Ooh-wee! She did her thug thizzle. Let us know who cooks better rice, me or wifey. I know y'all be biased, but it's all good. And then now, we're going to focus on this sauce right here. Once the sauce is ready to go, we're going to broil that fish for a few minutes, and then it's going to be up, all right? All right, y'all, so we about to get the sauce into this pan. Got to start with the oil. But we're not just using olive oil or vegetable oil. We're actually using the sesame oil to cover the pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there. Bruh. We're gonna open it first. Turn this thing on, let it heat up a little bit, and then we'll add the oil. So we're going with the oil over the pan, medium heat. And then next is gonna be a teaspoon of ginger and then the garlic that we cut. So measure how you want. I got my teaspoon right here. We're gonna go ahead while it's heating up, put the ginger in. And this is my favorite part because ginger is so strong and it just smells like it's healing you. It has that healing scent to it. We've got the ginger. I'm gonna go ahead and just set that aside. It's heating up a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that oil in there. Definitely more than what they told me to do, but who cares? So, all right, we got the sesame oil cooking. We're now going to add, and we're using this to kind of like mix things. We're going to add the garlic. Distribute evenly across the pan because the sauce is going to pick up all these contents. Next, we got the teaspoon of ginger. I don't know what that sound is. Okay. Distribute evenly. Even. Looks like a lot of ginger, but it's enough. You let that cook a little bit. You let it cook a little. I don't know the word. Saute, simmer, whatever. Simmer. So then now let that cook for like 1 minute. So count on your fingers. You feel me? Don't overdo it. And then we're gonna cook the pepper and the onion. And it's gonna smell good, y'all. It's really gonna smell good. So.
This smells so good.
Yeah. So yeah, the oil, the ginger, just start it off like that. This gets you ready. Like, once somebody see you in the kitchen doing this, they're like, okay, he legit. But that's simple. That's just the start. Next, we're adding the onions and the peppers. Go ahead and bring that across. Sometimes you gotta have instinct. Like, I feel like it's almost a little too hot right now. So I'm just gonna draw back the temperature a bit. We're gonna go ahead and add green onions. Boom. Yes, sir. Color. When it comes to cooking, that's what they call the art. Like, you gotta consider the colors, smells, all that. I'm just trying to be fancy and not overdo it. Okay, that's good. So yeah, even distribution. Now we got the oil, we got the garlic, we got the ginger, now all mixing together. We're gonna add this curry paste. This is where it gets fun. Because the smells, you're just gonna like experience so many different smells. Two teaspoons of this. Don't overthink it. If it's enough, it's enough. And then we're gonna add the curry and the cumin. We're adding more curry, y'all. So now we're adding 1 teaspoon. Just a subtle shake. Work the wrist a little bit. You feel me? Yeah, we back to back on the curry right now.
Yard man,
you don't know. Well, you definitely not yard man. But all right, so I'm gonna turn this heat back up. A little subtle. We're gonna start mixing it some more. Next is a ½ teaspoon of cumin. We're gonna distribute that evenly as well. And then now we're just gonna mix all that up. You just want to make sure all the season, everything that you added, is now simmering in, or marinating, one of the words, in the peppers and the onions.
Clean up. Just clean up.
All right, so we got that. We're gonna add the soy sauce in while it's cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and go like this. It's 4 teaspoons, so we're gonna do that. Boom. 1. A little bit over, that's fine. 2, 3, 4. Part of me feels like I can add more, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they gave the instructions. I'm gonna break a little bit of rules.
Because that's our business.
That's our business, you know? Next is a tablespoon of brown sugar. We like that sweet savory that comes with the brown sugar. Add the brown sugar. Alright, and now we're gonna mix it. This is cooking well. The broiling is preheated, so while I'm doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and add the I'm gonna go ahead and put the fish in the stove to broil. So she's gonna add the rest of the ingredients in there. We're gonna get a little bit of salt in here. Y'all see, we just going like, we're gonna make it work. And now I'm going to add the coconut milk and turn the heat up just a little bit. This is where it gets good, y'all, for real. Alright, so I'm gonna add the coconut milk. Now we're just mixing it up. This is the sauce right here, so just gonna mix it. You see it's changing colors already. But yeah, this meal's quicker when you have everything in place and you watch this video like 3-4 times. You got it down. You'll be able to hook it up. Yes, sir. Coconut curry. This is going on the tilapia and the rice. Y'all forgot to tell y'all, the shirts that we're wearing are shirts that have been designed by yours truly. This is For the Lord, For the People merchandise. If you want your own shirt, I'm sorry to tell y'all, we don't have the white ones right now. If you want a shirt like this, but the black version, that's what's available. There's a link in the description. You can get your For the Lord, For the People t-shirt, because that's what we do it for the Lord, for the people. Got the script on the back. You feel me? So yeah, we in sync right now, we got the matching t-shirts because we want to let y'all know, like, we in this together for the people. So let's get back. Man, y'all, YouTube is not easy, yo. We just trying to eat. We actually are really hungry. We haven't ate all day. And we was like, oh, we got to shoot. And then, boom, we're shooting. But hunger is like, yo, the time is now.
Hunger is like,
right in the gut. But we did this for y'all. Like, we took our time. We got it right. And it's time to eat, y'all. So
can I show them my plate?
Go ahead, hold it up there, show them what we got. That's that coconut curry tilapia with the rice. We got the lime wedge. Well, it's not really wedge, but we got the lime for you to enjoy. And I just slapped mine all over the plate. There's a lot going on. It just looks a little. I know I said presentation is very important. I was hungry and I just threw it on there, so it's gonna taste the same. So we're gonna pray and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah.
All right, you want to pray, babe?
Father God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for just the ability to be able to cook, to experience your provision, Lord, with you just being able to buy the food, allowing us to get money for this, but also just allowing us to share our lives with other people. God, I just pray that this would inspire people to begin to cook more at home, to enter more of a healthier lifestyle for themselves and their families, God. And I just pray that these videos will inspire, Lord, everybody who watches us to do things a little differently, Lord, for the betterment of themselves and everybody attached to them. I pray that this food is nourishing to our body. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So I never had this meal, y'all, so I'm
you're going to get an honest reaction.
So I just squeeze it on it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little tiny.
Yeah, I could have cut it one more half. It would have worked. But yeah, there we go. Put a little elbow grease into it.
We strong.
Strong with a capital K.
We strong.
Okay, here we go.
We got our little wine.
AKA cranberry apple.
Cranberry apple.
So I got my.
Shout out to Liz. Hey, boo. She bought us these cups that have a T on them for our last name.
Yeah, I gotta represent for T. Thompson family, you know what I'm saying?
FYI, I just got married for the 4th time with this man at the Social Security's
I was
office.
like, huh.
We got married at our ceremony. Then we had to get married at the courthouse. Then we got married at the Social Security's office.
Yeah, because you had to change your last name.
And then I got to go to the DMV. So, if you really want to be married, you're going to have to be married a whole lot of times and really be sure that you're committed to that person.
Trust the process, yeah.
Okay, can I be a little thirsty? Like.
That wasn't me, that was my hunger.
What you want to wait for me to eat it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely got to get your reaction.
Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3. It's good?
Alright. I ain't gonna fake it on the tube. I feel like there's work to be done.
Yeah. I think the main thing that's missing is if the fish was seasoned.
Yeah.
Because that's all that it tastes like is missing. Like, the sauce that you put on it tastes good, and I don't even do coconut, okay? Only in almond joy. But I love vegetables. The rice is busting. Even the fish texture, like, it's great. It just tastes a little bit bland. Like, I would throw some Tony's on that.
Hey, that's what we about to do.
Yeah.
When in doubt, throw Tony's on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I folded on the seasoning of the fish. I ain't gonna cap. I was a little nervous. I don't know why. I think the pressures of cooking something you ain't cooked in a while, maybe. But life goes on. Life goes on. Appreciate
Listen, we learning just as we teaching, okay? Because the main thing is low budget meals, high quality entertainment. Some of these things I've made and he hasn't, like the Japanese curry. He made this meal before. I never had it before.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all are just experiencing the real, raw meal making.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to run it back. We're gonna do a part 2 with this one. It was probably gonna be better when that time comes.
That's good.
But yeah, season the fish. Lesson learned from me. Because, you know, sometimes you get the instructions from some websites and you may not understand who wrote the instructions and maybe they don't do that. But for us, yeah, we're going to season the fish. For some reason, I just...
You was just following instructions, man.
I'm just an instruction follower.
That was it.
That's it. But yeah, adding the Tony's made a big difference. So...
It's your kitchen. It's your house. Do it how you want to do it.
And if it's not your kitchen in your house and it's actually somebody else's, as long as you get permission, do what you want to do.
It's going in your stomach. Do it how you want to do it. Like, I would throw some hot sauce on it too, honestly. Like.
So yeah, but the sauce, like she said, the sauce is good.
Sauce is hitting.
The sauce is hidden. So I ain't gonna discredit all of it. We just had to make some adjustments to the fish.
Yeah. Everything we actually put like hard effort into tastes good.
Yeah, I rushed the fish.
The fish just kind of like got oil on it.
So. Right. So the question is, how do we grow through conflict?
You know what I just heard in my head?
What?
Go through conflict versus grow through conflict. I think that it would be so much easier to just go through conflict, but we really do be growing through it. It's important to know that growth is not always pretty. And growth doesn't always look ideal, but if you're doing things better than you usually would have, then you're growing. I would say we grow through conflict, one, by, and this is funny because I feel like it's opposite for us, but for me, it's speaking up more during conflict because I have a tendency to want to shut down. So now I'm like becoming more vocal and saying when I'm bothered about things, or even if it seems like minuscule or like, he's not going to care about that. Like, this sounds dumb even when I say it out loud. Like, I still say those things because no matter how small it is, clearly it's bothering me. And then for him, he's learning how to take a step back and be quieter in those moments. Like, to actually just listen to what I need. Because I feel like he's usually more eager to clear up the conflict in those moments, and sometimes I'm just not ready yet, so I need time to process. But I'm learning that I should not take too long. Like, I think there's a timeline of processing, and then there's another piece of that that's like, okay, I just don't feel like doing it right now, so let me just attribute it to processing. But like, when I pass that processing threshold, I need to pull up on him, and I've been doing that more. And with him, I feel like he's definitely just waiting more and giving me space in that time, and then being readily available whenever I am ready.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the main ways that we are growing through conflict. And also praying together. Like, I don't know, we've met a couple couples that were like, my relationship with God is mine and his is his, and we don't really pray together. And I was like, that's a little weird. But praying together, because those moments are like the most vulnerable, and you need God. Like, you need to invite God into those moments together, even if you don't want to hold each other's hand, or everything in you just wants to blow up or just shut down. I think it's so important to remember, like, to stay close to each other, to keep eye contact, and to invite God into that moment. So that's how we've been growing through conflict lately, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. One thing that she said that I reflect on and agree with is that a lot of people try to just go through conflict, and rather than just look at it as an opportunity to grow through conflict. So when it comes to growing, it's learning, it's reflecting, it's taking time to really ponder and digest, no pun intended, digest the situation. Whereas with some people, they want to avoid conflict so much that they try to rush through the process. They try to just throw a Band-Aid over it, say, oh, it's okay, we're good, and then move forward. But it's important that in those moments of conflict that you really do sit and allow each other to process, like she said, what is actually going on in our minds, our hearts, and also just in the situation. Like, what are some other factors that may be playing into this conflict, and how can we keep those things just at bay and not really get in the way of like what we're trying to figure out. So maybe you have conflict and it's in a loud area, or it's an event, or it's just something like that. Like, you have to be able to take time to focus on that conflict in that situation. So maybe it's stepping aside, stepping outside, or just finding a quiet area to really sort through things. Maybe you have a busy schedule, and it's a lot going on. Like, you do have to make some time to stop those things and figure out that situation.
Facts.
So it's like our relationship is a seed in the ground, in the soil, and you have to make sure you're tilling to that soil. You're taking care of that seed and allowing God to do what He does. You feel me?
As he talked about reflecting on what's going on in your mind, like, this is something that we're both growing in, is vulnerability. Like, really sharing with each other the deep, dark, ugly thoughts that you've tried to stuff away, or that can have a tendency to want to come out in those moments. Telling each other those things too. Like, even if it's about each other, like, especially when it's about each other and you feel like it's standing in the way of y'all's intimacy. You have to be courageous. Like, to be in a relationship and in a marriage, it requires so much courage, because you're with someone who you love and you genuinely want the best for them, and you never want to hurt them. You don't want anyone else to hurt them. And we know that sometimes the truth can hurt, right? But I was telling him the other day, if you've ever broken a bone and like you didn't get it placed back properly before it healed, and it heals in a broken manner, like, you have to break that bone again for it to heal properly. And that's kind of like the truth. Sometimes we build this life around a lie. Like, it can be so small, but it's still a lie. So your mindset about life is broken, and God has to break us in that way, like, dismantle that illusion that you're living in and really bring you back to reality, and sometimes that truth is what that is. You're breaking that person, but you're doing it with the intent of building them back up. So, like, yes, this annoys me when you do X, Y, and Z, but maybe God is trying to stretch me, or, maybe we can meet in the middle ground somewhere, so that if that's something you really need to do, it gets done, and then I understand that it makes you better, or if it makes you worse, like we got to figure out how to handle that.
Yeah.
So yeah, being brutally honest with, I guess, with kindness, or with gentleness.
Yeah, that is essential. There will be conflict. It's all about how you grow through it, and how you work on it together. That's awesome. Hopefully that y'all benefited from that greatly. Hope y'all benefited from just how to cook this meal. Like I said, we're going to have to run it back because I definitely did fold on the fish, but I don't take it personal because I'm still eating the food, and you see this plate is clear, so be straight.
It is good.
Mission accomplished.
It's not nasty.
But yeah, y'all, go ahead and like and subscribe. Tune in. We're dropping every Sunday, and also we'll drop clips throughout the week. But I'm Bryce.
And I'm Imani.
This is BRIMANI'S Kitchen. Love y'all. We'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.